All right, hey everybody, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be putting a book onto Kindle. Yes, you're going to be being able to put it onto Kindle and onto Amazon, so all of these wonderful people that are at home can read your material. Now, in some of my other courses, what I've done is already put on showing you how to like create the book really quickly, and I mean without having to wait for somebody else to do it for you and all that stuff, right? So I do that in another course, but on this one I just wanted to show you how to get over to Kindle into the direct publishing. I'm going to show you how to upload the file itself, and then what we'll do in some of the other courses later on is we'll show you how to do some of the marketing behind it. So let's see if we can go ahead and create this as quickly as I believe we can. Now go ahead and set your timer. Let's see if we can get this done. All right, now first things first is you're going to say, okay, what kind of book do I want to have coming on to Kindle publishing? If you don't already have a Kindle a membership or Kindle, if you don't already have your Kindle stuff together, so what I'm going to suggest to you is get that together really quick. You're going to see that thing pop up a couple of times because it just likes to do that sometimes. So let's go ahead and press Kindle. All right, let's go ahead and do this real quick. We're going to sign in, put your password in. If you got a password already with Kindle Publishing, go ahead and put that in. All right, let's go ahead and get in there. And, okay, all right. It's going to start asking you a couple of little questions, and you kind of got to go, oh, okay, what do I want? All right, so we're in progress right now. Really quick, let's take a look at this. All right, it says, okay, well, what is the book title? All right, now I know that this particular book is... Oh, I gotta remember, because I've got a few on there right now. The Mastermind, okay. All right. Mastermind of Two Guys, okay. So you don't have to have a subtitle if you don't want to. This one is actually for us. I did this with a colleague of mine. And what we're going to end up doing is doing a series of these. So we're going to have volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, right? So this one is the Mastermind of Two Business Guys. And then you can put in, if you want to, volume 1. If you want to do it that way. That's up to you. All right? And actually on the actual cover, I'm going to show you here in a sec, is volume 1. So the Mastermind of Two Business Guys, volume 1. So you don't even have to put that on there. Let's just say it like that. All right, now let's go ahead and go to the next deal. But if you notice, take a look at what we're already doing, right? It's not that difficult. I walk people through this kind of stuff all the time. And if you want me to walk you through it, just DM me, and then we will get to work on this, okay? But here is, you ask yourself, is it a series? If it was a series book, then you go ahead and put that piece of information in. Now, edition number. You can provide edition numbers if this title is a new edition of an existing book. All right, so what I'd recommend is always look at what they give you. Let's go ahead and change this right here. Change color scheme, keep color scheme, ask me to compare it contains the color solely. And don't show this again. Oh, man. That right there, I noticed this in one of the programs that I was using, and I used different screen capture programs, but there was one, and I believe it's this one right here that I'm using, and this is Camtasia. It always showed up. Bugs me. But anyway, and on the other ones, you don't get it. All right, so here's what it's asking you. It's asking you a couple of questions. If you have a series, if you're perhaps writing in the fiction space, and you say, well, this is a series, I'm going to write a whole bunch of these things. Well, then go ahead and put that in there, right? All of these are optional. If you want to know more information about this stuff, take a look at what it says here, right? An edition is a particular version of the book. Edition numbers tells the reader whether the book is an original version or an updated version. Let's say I've got some books that I've written probably 10 years ago, and I want to now update it. That gives you a chance to do that. So readers get a chance to see that, oh, this is a new one, right? Now, who's the author? Is it you? Great. This is me, Randy Otterbridge. All right, and let's see. Because it's actually being uploaded to my file, and my co-author, he would actually put it on his file and put his name as the primary author. Okay, so contributors. If you want to put his name in there, you can say, in this particular case, it's John F. John. They don't give you a spot for a middle name. Isn't that funny? Hendershot. All right, so double check that. All right, yeah. Add another. Nope, just us. Keywords. Now, this is an area where if you want to have keywords that you want people to be able to grab your stuff from, that's great, based on the keywords and stuff like that. I like to use some keywords here sometimes that starts giving people an idea if they click on this. So I'm going to put business. I'm going to put mastermind. I'm going to put entrepreneur. Let's put entrepreneurship. All right. That's one of those words that you spell wrong a lot. So let's put entrepreneurship. Let's put some other things in there. Let's try to fill it up. Business, entrepreneurship. I don't know. Money making. Let's see. No. Organization. All right. Let's put even something like this. As an entrepreneur, I believe you're one of the best leaders out there. All right, so we fill these up: organization, leadership, entrepreneurship. Let's even put something like this: making money. All right, and one more. What could we put? Business, entrepreneurship, mastermind, making money, leadership, organization, and let's put in there some of the things that we talked about was success. All right, great. Now you've got your keywords, so if somebody goes on and hits those keywords, perhaps your book shows up because it hit those keywords. All right, now you can choose up to 2 categories. Let's see what we want to choose a category on. Sites where users can find your book. Let's go ahead and see if we want to put something here. We can put nonfiction. Okay, all right, that's great. And then we put not mind by their business and economics. That's what I like. Save. All right. Let's go ahead and do that. Now we got, is there a minimum age? You could say, well, there's no minimum age, right? Or there is. Or maybe you don't want people reading your book if it's got some content in it that's not that good. For younger adults, you could just say 18 plus. I like to use that. Maximum is not 18 plus, right? The minimum is 18 plus, but maybe your maximum range might be something else. Let's see, age range 18 plus. Yep, that's good there. And let's see if we can put something in here. See if it gives us this option. 18 children's book range, age range, children's books age range optional. No, we don't even. You know what? We might not even need to put anything in there. All right, so let's go and maximum. Let's just say maximum of 18 plus is good. Yeah, there we go. All right, minimum is 18 plus. Now again, if you think you got some I don't know, delicate stuff. If you curse a little bit in there, you don't want certain ranges in there. So you can put you can have a 14-year-old. They want to read your book, right? Minimum 14. Okay, when I was 14 years old, I was reading business books. I love that. That was great. U.S. grade. Let's see what that allows us to say. Not necessarily a grade if we don't want to have a grade there. And this is optional stuff, right? You don't have to put anything down, but if you're, wanting to be very, very specific, then, kind of put something down specifically, right? I'm ready to release my book. All right, let's do this. Save and continue. You can save as a draft. Let's say you get interrupted. You got to go do some stuff. Then I strongly recommend that you hit save as a draft. So in this particular case, let's go ahead and do this. I'm ready to release my book now or pre-order. Here's something that I love to do. Sometimes I will, just to validate an idea, is I'll say, hey, I'm putting this on pre-order. Now, even with pre-order, they're going to expect a couple of things from you. Some kind of file, something that you've written, so that they just have a holding space for it. But if you're ready to release it now, then go ahead and release it now. The pre-order is a very, very good deal. I was doing a consulting probably about 2 weeks ago, and I was talking with a young lady, and she says, "Well, I don't know if if anybody will read the book." I says, "Well, why don't you put it out as a pre-order? See if you can start playing around with the titles and see if you can get anybody to literally click on it." There's a great opportunity here if you don't want to put a whole bunch of time into writing when you don't think anybody's going to buy it. Put it as a pre-order. Do some really cool stuff in the pre-order space, and when I say cool stuff, I mean building out certain landing pages if you want to do that. Or if you say, hey, I think this might make it on the strength of its title alone, put it as a pre-order. See if anybody would be interested in it. And if you get a couple of dollars in, guess what? You can run ads to it, the whole deal. Start getting these pre-orders. I buy books on pre-order all the time, but I do typically buy from authors that I know. Right? So it may or may not work for you. Check it out. Try it. Let's go ahead and hit save and continue. All right, so please fix highlighted errors. This is great, man. I love it when they say, "Hey, you got a couple things going on here." All right. It tells you that you need to set another category. Oh, wow. Description. A couple things I forgot here, huh? But that's great, right? It doesn't allow you to go on until you finish these things. So, because we're doing this live, then you'll get a chance to see how I put some stuff in here. This will appear on your detail page. Here's one thing that this helps you start talking about the book, and you want to do some really cool stuff. This is where you can do some copywriting, some excitement things. Let's see. As a shop on Amazon, offer the first reader's experience with content of your book. A well-written description page piques the interest. Okay, so you're saying, all right, great. What can you put in here that's going to make people want to buy your stuff? So let's go ahead and put hot off the presses and from the mines to business. Now, what I like to do is I like to write these things like a story. Hot off the presses and from the minds of two business guys, what? So now what we did was we did a podcast and we took some parts of it, put it into the programs that I use, edited it out as best we possibly can. And now we just says, okay, we thought this was some good information for you guys, talking about how entrepreneurs are different, how they can grab their success. So hot off the presses and from the minds of two business guys comes this. Citing new volume. From their podcast. And then to say something like, hey, Randy and John, again, telling the story, Randy and John, if you were reading this and you says, oh man, does this kind of grab me in and pull me into the material? Randy and John, let's say we distill. No, let's say we demystify. Mystify. Is that all right? Demystify. Ooh, man. Demystify. I don't think that's spelled right. That's one thing about this. It will not tell you. It will not have a thing that comes up and says you spelled that wrong. So you got to really be on it. And so what we do is we distill down. Distill down the, let's say we distill down tips, tricks, and secrets to starting and running successful. Now that's what I'm going to put initially. All right. So hot off the presses from the minds, hot off the presses and from the minds of two business guys comes this exciting new volume from their popular podcast. Randy and John distilled down some of the tips. Let's go ahead and put a comma there. All right. Tips, tricks, and secrets. And I've made sometimes you just make mistakes and you just go back and fix it. to starting and running a successful business. All right, now I could put more, I can add some extra stuff if you want to. That's up to you. You know, you can put bullet points. Those are all things that really do help you. The description is one of the key parts, but because I'm doing this video and I want to show you without taking too much of your time, how you can start putting this information in. Hot off the presses, in front of the mind of the two business guys. Probably should put a comma there. Comes this exciting new volume from their popular podcast. All right, Randy and John distilled down some of the tips, tricks, and secrets to starting. Probably should put a comma there. Tips and secrets to starting and running a successful business. All right, notice that? Look at that. All kind of cool stuff you find. But that's the great thing about Amazon. It really doesn't allow you to make a lot of mistakes, right? It says, hey, you want to put a description field in and you want it to be exciting? Great. If you don't, maybe nobody buys it. House Press, let's go ahead and see if we can complete that area. All right, yep, I like that. I own the copyrights. Yep, just some extra questions. I own all of this stuff. We got the keywords in there. So let's set some categories. Let's see, set up two. We are categories and wire categories. So I did that already, but it probably wants a couple of more. All right, so it's saying, okay, within the nonfiction space, what is it? It is business and economics. Okay, all right. This is where you have a chance to, let's see, what else is it? Business and economics, you can pick two. So philosophy, no. Science, technology, sports, no. All right, so that's an opportunity if you want to. Non-classifiable, we don't want that. All right, so business is a big field. There's a lot of competition. So sometimes people put these odd categories if they want to try to, make it bestseller, if you will. All right, so I was able to put in business and economics, like I said, right? And then it has, okay, what kind of business? It breaks it down. Business communication, budgeting, bookkeeping. What are you guys talking about? That gives you a chance to, put some information in here. Now, I like in the education, entrepreneurship space, a lot of competition, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and put it down anyway. Let's go ahead and save that. All right. Looks like they want more. Please. Oh, okay. All right. This is what it showed up. All right. All right. There it is. All right. Now let's see if we can. It allows us to save this. Okay. Is it going to save it? Is it going to save it? Beautiful. Look at that. It says done. Now what we do is now get over to actually uploading the book itself. Now I've already created digital rights. Here's something DRM says yes. Let's see, enable digital rights on this book. Now here's what I suggest people do. They read this really, really good, right? How is my Kindle ebook affected by DRM? Digital rights management is intended to inhibit, right? Now this is inhibit the distribution of the Kindle file of your book. Some authors want to encourage readers to share their work and choose not to have DRM applied to their book. If you choose DRM, customers will still be able to lend the book to other users for a short period of time and can also purchase the book as gifts for another. Once you publish your book, you cannot change its DRM setting. This is something, digital rights management. Do you want to enable it? In other words, all the things they talk about here. In other words, can people, download your stuff? Can they do some stuff? It automatically defaults to no if you notice this, right? So let's go ahead and say yes. As intended. I love this, right? So we can say some stuff here. Use Kindle Craftsman to transform, upload to Manuscript. Now look at how easy this is. Within a couple of minutes, if it wasn't for me doing all this extra talk, the mastermind of two business guys. You get a chance to look at it again, double check, make sure your spelling's good. And trust me, you will make mistakes from time to time, but that's all right. It's no big deal. All right. Now, here's how they like to get it over, right? They like to get it as an ebook, as a docs file, EPUB, or and KPF. I like to use the EPUB format. Actually, I use the Mobi Pocket. I'm going to show you this here in a second. Watch. All right, let's go ahead and upload. Okay, now let's go to the book itself. Let me double check. Where did I have that book? The Mastermind of Two Business Guys. Here we go. All right, you see how I have two different files here? Let's see if they go ahead and take this one. It's already done. I've already got it completed because I put it in a program that makes it just really good for the EPUB and or to upload to Amazon, right? Or if you want to put it into some other areas, I like to keep it there too. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, it's uploading. It'll tell you a couple of things. Here's what's funny about this. It'll go and try to upload it. Let's say you were going to put a file on there that is just a document file, Word doc file, right? It'll kind of say, well, perhaps you might want to do a couple of things different. Maybe you got some errors in there. And it kind of goes through your book and says, hey, you got some errors, right? That's really good stuff, because here's the great thing about doing it this way. You may get a really, really good and hot topic that you believe is something that, people just have to have. If you're like me, you come up with them all the time. Well, then can you crank it out as fast as possible? Now, in one of my courses, I have called Going from Fear to Your First Draft. In this particular course, what I do is I tell you, hey, listen, let's get that first draft out. Let's go ahead and get that first draft out. I show you how to, get that first draft out. Now what I'm doing, this is kind of the back end a little bit. I'm showing you now how, once you've got it done, how you can do some of the other stuff. Some people choose to have it edited for 3 years. I don't recommend that. But, I recommend you get it edited as fast as you can. You go through it a couple times, and when you get blind enough and you see the same, spelled wrong the same way, then you send it off to somebody else to edit it out and make sure that they can do it as fast as you possibly can. Bring it back in, do some of your other edits. Now, in this particular case, because we're sending this in as an ebook, the wonderful thing that I like to do is get it out there to your reading audience. Let them talk to you. Let them engage you. Let them tell you. I even put spelling error bounties on stuff sometimes, right? And so people get a couple bucks if they find little errors, right? I try to make sure that the PhD English people stay out, because they'll find all kinds of stuff. All right, now here it is. Look at this. It says that it uploaded successfully. All right, we're in pretty good shape there, right? So we enabled DRM on the book. Okay. You know what is intended to inhibit unauthorized files? Some authors want to encourage readers and choose not to have DRM. I'm going to go ahead and put here. I'm going to keep with the defaulted here, right? All right, now here's the great part. Kindle ebook cover. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring up our cover. They actually have something whereby you can make a cover yourself, right? I'm going to say upload a cover you already have. Let's see if we can grab a JPEG, upload my file cover. Let's go ahead and see what I got here. I think I did this already. Let's see, where did I put that in? Pictures maybe? All right, let's see. The mastermind. Okay, all right, yep, I already got a flat picture here. Boom, boom, there it is. The Mastermind of Two Business Guys, Volume 1. All right, let's see if it comes in pretty good and allows us to upload a nice picture. Now, again, guys, I'm telling you, we're just loading up to Kindle to Amazon so that some people can start buying your product, right? Boom, just like that. You get a good title over the weekend. Now, there's more to it, because you might put some books up there and nobody, even cares. Nobody's listening. But we just happen to have the pandemic of 2020 that had so many people being in a situation where they had time and they were reading their butts off, and why not your book? Why not something you came up with over the weekend and was able to, and I say come up with over the weekend. We're talking if you work your 10 hours a day, put in 30 to 40 hours on the book, and, got the edits and did all the good stuff, and now you're uploading it to have your readers start reading it, because you don't have to put a big price on this thing. You could just virtually give it away. So let's get into some of that stuff. It says that the cover has been uploaded successfully. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Now we can start launching the preview if you want to take a look at it. Look how easy this is. Did you have to go to somebody and pay them $500 to do this? Right? And I'm going to show you in some of my other, in some of the other programs that I have and other e-courses that I have, how to literally put your book into the program, go through and switch things around, go ahead and put in your chapter titles, the whole thing. It's not for this course, though. I just want to show you how to get it onto Amazon. I'm kind of going in backwards, right? I'm kind of saying, okay, here's the end result. And if you want to find out the other steps that come before it, awesome, great. Get in touch with me and let's get started on that. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this. You do not need an ISBN number. I actually have a whole block of them, and sometimes I use ISBN numbers if depending on what I'm actually creating, but you do not have to. Now, once we get into talking about the audiobooks, that's gonna be a whole different story. You actually have to go through a different third-party person or a company to get it onto Amazon, and that's a little bit of a detail that we're not going to go into right now. But anyway, here it is. It saves successfully. Put in your ISBN number if you want to. You can preview it on your computer. You can preview it on a Kindle device. They've got things that you can put onto your computer that'll allow you to look at it. I actually have already done that. You see I got a title here. Nice. I'm ready to move to the next stage. What is the next stage? Look at that. Right down here it says pricing. So let's go ahead and go to pricing. Right? It's saving. Think about this. Now, we've been doing this. We've been talking for about, 10, 15 minutes. And I'm telling you, you can have your book up and being read within no time. Now, here's one thing. Do you want your book in KDP Select? I don't really like that, man. I don't want, a whole bunch of people reading it too free, right? All territories, yes, you want that. If you had a specific language, you'd of course put something specific in terms of territory. All right, so here is pricing support. You say, what is the royalty? Select the royalty and set your prices. Now, if you say 35%, then you probably are going to have a really big price on it, right? But if you say, hey, I want 70%, then they kind of guide you along and says, okay, if you want 70%, we're going to take 30%. Then you might want to put a price that's reasonable. They're telling you it's got to be, $2.99. So, I like this because this is a volume book. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put $2.99. Right now, I love to put $2.97. And they tell you right there, if it's 30%, boom, you're going to get $2 in royalties. If it's more, it tells you everything you need to know. It's not that difficult, everybody. It just isn't. All right, now look at this. Within of 10 minutes. Now, because I write so much, and I'm going to show you in some of the other courses that I do, I got the bigger courses that walk you all the way through it. All right, that walks you all the way through how to put on that part of the Monetize Your Life system. Now, you guys hear me talking about the Monetize Your Life system all the time. Now, I just did a video, I think a couple of days ago on podcasting, right? So that becomes another part of the Monetize Your Life system that I own, right? Monetize Your Life, this one in terms of books. Monetize Your Life on that one is in terms of podcasting. Monetize Your Life in a variety of ways. If you guys want to get involved in that system, just DM me and I will point you to where you can get in touch with that. But as we take a look at this, the mastermind of two business guys. I like to do a last check on some of the spelling because trust me, if it's late night, when I was putting books on there for at 3 o'clock in the morning, man, mistakes for days, right? Try not to make those because, well, it is an image thing, right? But you can fix it. You can go back in. All right, now, we're not going to enroll it in there. We got some good stuff here. We got the price here, Amazon.com. We got a primary marketplace. There's all other marketplaces, but you got the primary one. You can literally put, well, there's 12, all right? So let's look at some of these other ones. It's telling you, okay, I want to do it there too, all right? You can put it in these other marketplaces. I like to say, yeah, let's do it. Let's make it happen. All right, the other marketplaces. All right, it tells you what you're going to end up getting as a percentage. It says, okay, here you're only going to get 35%. But here's something. In order to be, it tells you that in order to get money from these folks, you got to have it enrolled in KDP Select. That's one of those funny things, man. Is like, wow, they're kind of making me do this, right? But then look at this one. All right, now if you want to be here in Great Britain, you don't necessarily. So maybe I don't do the 35% plan. Maybe I say, yeah, I want to do it right here in Great Britain. I really want my book here. That's great. All right, so you say, super. Let's go ahead and click on that. 228 is telling you what it's going to do there. Right, all this is Fantastic, right? Now, the great thing about this is that now your book is being in these other areas. That's all super good. It's all super good. That's what you want it to be. Now, if you don't want these areas, you say, I just want this to be in a specific area. Then pick that. Now, this one right here says, if you optional, allow lending. You know, I don't know, man. Why is this locked? Titles with 70% royalty are required to be enrolled in Kindle book lending. Isn't that funny how they do that? That's why I'm also going to show you how you can put your book, you know, on your own website without having to go through Amazon. But sometimes if you want to get readership, you allow it, right? You say, okay, that's fine, Amazon, right? But once you start getting into these other areas, these other book places, they will show you that, you know what, we're not as stringent as they are. We don't require some of that stuff. And you now have an opportunity to do some great things. I just want to double check this real quick. Primary marketplace. These are other marketplaces. Yeah. Okay. I see that. Other marketplaces. Okay. All right. And in order to select this one, you got to have KDP, right? And you say, I don't want KDP. I think they stink, right? I mean, that's if you say that. I'm not saying that, Amazon. Now, let's go ahead and publish it. Bam. Done. Look at this. We're saving. They're saying that they're saving all the good stuff. You have now finished publishing your stuff onto Amazon, and you are ready to rock and roll. Now, let me show you something here. $2.99. It could take up to 72 hours for your book to be available. You can, that's fine. All right. And then you can go in and tweak some stuff. And I want to, on another course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do some of the advertising for your book. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one just loaded up. Here's one of the other ones that I've had, right? And it's telling you whether it's live. All of mine are live right now. And let's see, I got, this is one of the first, these are one of the first, and then this is a little more recent one. And then this one right here, volume 1, yep, this one right here by me, yep. Okay, there it is, right? You have a chance to take a look at all the books that you have loaded up. I want to see you with multiple books on these opportunity fields. I just like to say these are just opportunity spaces. I would really, really love for you to have 20, 30 books. Now, don't tell me that you can't do it, because I can show you how you can write a book in a week. I'm just saying. And now over the course of 52 weeks, how many books is that? That means you're always working, always putting. Let's say you say, there's no way I can write a reasonable book. Now, we don't talk about books that are always big, right? If you want to write a 300 to 400 page, opus, that's another consideration. But if you're putting out a 100-page book because the information that you have is super exciting and you want people to get it in their hands, then that's not going to take you a long time. The myth is that it takes you a long time, and especially with the system that I show you. I'm telling you guys, I got a system that is crazy fast, crazy good. It allows you to do some of the super good stuff that you want to do in this world and get your information out there. Okay, I'm talking too much. I just want to show you that. See us in review. We can go back over to continue to setup, or we can be done. Let's go ahead and be done here, because I have been able to show you how you're going to get your book on the Kindle. It didn't take long at all. After you get pretty good at this, what is it going to take you? 10 minutes? You got your file loaded up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 10 minutes and you are done. Okay, guys, I'll see you on the next video as we start getting into really other things that we can do from the marketing standpoint, marketing side of it, some things you can do on the copywriting side of it. You want to have some bullet points, all these good things you can do to start rising your book up through the ranks, how to get people to start reading it, without doing, crazy stuff, how you can start getting people to engage in your book by creating a small landing page. I got all that stuff coming for you. Just be on the lookout. DM me if you want to get more information on this stuff. And if you want to just find me on online, or you can hit my email, randy@ourbridgebusinessinstitute.com. Otterbridge businessinstitute.com. Randy, R-A-N-D-Y. Otterbridge, R-B-R-I-D-G-E, businessinstitute.com. That'll get you right over to me, get you right through my business page. All right. Hey, let's talk again soon, and enjoy the rest of your day.